Hello everyone, welcome back to another Teen Talks Politics video. I'm Sean Bowen and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Play the intro. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So yesterday the Supreme Court decided and ruled that President Trump cannot levy tariffs by himself. He needs the approval of Congress. And this is a really good thing because the court system has always been here to kind of be like the final check on executive power. And I'm glad the court ruled in a 6-3 decision because we need, because the Constitution is very clear that the president cannot enact taxes or tariffs unless he has the approval of Congress. So I think this is a really good decision, and I'm glad that even though the courts are 6 conservatives, 3 liberals, I'm glad that those conservatives still respect the Constitution. I'm glad that, of course, 3 of the conservatives voted in favor of Trump, which shows that some of the justices just really will bow down to Trump a lot of times, unfortunately. But yeah, this is a really good decision because, these tariffs are really, they're raising prices. And even though Trump implemented these tariffs, our trade deficit hasn't really gone down. So I think, I'm really glad that the court decided to rule against this. Now, Trump can still try to get tariffs. He's already trying to find other ways to enact these tariffs because he knows that if he tries to get Congress to approve the tariffs, they'd probably vote him down because there's multiple Republican congressmen and senators who don't like tariffs, which is good because tariffs tend to be actually a liberal economic position because conservatives tend to support economic liberalization, which is really where you have free trade and low tariffs. So I think that would definitely, because every single Democrat would, of course, vote against the tariffs, while a couple of Republicans would probably vote against the tariffs as well and would get a majority. So that's good. And really, it's important because it shows that the Supreme Court is not fully on Trump's side. Even though there's 6 justices who are conservative, it shows that he is not above the usual thing where usually Supreme Court justices will vote on constitutionality. So it's good that he's not immune to that because he is really trying to exceed his executive power. And if the courts just always side with him, then he would just be able to continue gaining power until he basically becomes a tyrant. Because that's what Trump wants to do. Trump wants to really just try and push the boundaries of his executive power. Because, he's not a normal politician. He wasn't raised in, or he never worked in traditional politics. And because of that, he doesn't understand that the president has checks on him, on the executive branch's checks. So I think that's really good. And, you can debate whether the tariffs are good or not, but you can't really debate the constitutionality. And he tried to, justify that there's a trade deficit and that's an emergency, but that's not really an emergency because we've had a trade deficit for like decades, and I don't think anyone has worried about or considered it even an emergency. But of course, his lawyers are always going to try and find new ways to show why his tariffs are constitutional. But at least for now, they're not. Okay, so that's it for the video. Share your thoughts in the comments. Bye.